In today's crowded job market, making sure that your resume reaches to the hiring manager's desk and you end up getting an interview call with your dream company has become increasingly difficult. My name is Kutto, and in this video, let's learn how to build a resume that sells for design engineers. If you find the content helpful for your career, help us by subscribing to the channel. Before we jump into resume, let's understand the hiring process which will help you to build an effective resume. In the hiring process, hiring manager is the one who creates job requirement and associated job description document or JD. He is the one who will shortlist the resumes for an interview and seal the final selection of the candidate. Recruiter, on other hand, uses JD or job description, schedule your interviews and follow up. So basically they drive the recruitment process. It's very important to understand that recruiters search resumes on the job portals or applicant tracking system, which is also popularly known as ATS, with the help of keywords or key skills which are required for the job opening and mentioned into the job description. So if your resume doesn't include those keywords, then your resume may not be even searched in the first place. Now, if you get the interview call, you might have to face telephonic round for initial scrutiny, followed by multiple technical rounds and a managerial round before you proceed for salary negotiations and finalizing your offer. All these rounds will test your communication skills, technical skills, analytical abilities, and your value system. Your value system must match with the company's value system. Now that you understand the entire recruitment process, let's understand JD, which is very critical to know document before you build your resume. JD mentions job title for the opening, for example, CAD engineers, mechanical design engineer, lead engineer, intern, or technical manager, etc. It also mentions the highest educational qualification required for the job opening and also if any specialized certification required for that job opening. It mentions experience range such as 1 to 3 years or 3 to 6 years or 6 to 9 years, etc. It also mentions job location and also a tentative salary range. It lists down the key skills for that particular job opening such as CAD skills like Creo or CATIA, NPD process, GD&T, tolerance stack-up analysis, DFMEA, design verification plan, PPAP, VAVE, innovation mindset, engineering calculation skills, root cause analysis, A3, 8D, systematic problem solving, etc. Now it's very important to understand that recruiters search your resumes in job portals or with the consultants with the help of these keywords. So it's very critical that all these keywords are plugged in into your resume in order to ensure that your resume comes on the top when recruiters or job consultants search your resume on the job portals or inside the ATS. Your job description also describes all job responsibilities for the opening. Now that you understand what exactly hiring managers and recruiters look for through the job description, let's understand the critical elements of resume and how this information can be effectively plugged in into resume so that your chances of getting interview calls enhance drastically. Now, as you see here, this is one of the sample resumes which I have prepared for you. Even though I have put my photo here, this resume is not mine. This is prepared just to show you how these skills and information should be plugged in into the resume. As you see at the leftmost corner and at the top here, we have the first element of resume. Your name, your designation, critical certifications, and your professional photo is shown. The second element in your resume is mentioning of the highest educational qualification. If your highest educational qualification is BTech or B, mention it here. Please avoid mentioning your SSC, HSC information here. Try to keep this area very clean and crisp. The third element is your contact information. As you see, I have provided my mobile number, This mobile number should be reachable. I have also provided my email address. Email address should be professional. In my case, my email ID is kevinkutto@gmail.com. It just mentions my name. The fourth element is your personal information. Now there should be a boundary in which you have to mention this information. Do not provide too much information which could be misused. For example, you should provide the information about your date of birth, your current location, which is very important. Nowadays, recruiters are looking for the candidates in the local market itself, because many candidates which stay outside, they take these job offers and then they try to search job in their own area. So in order to get the candidates on board, generally companies are preferring local candidates. The reason why I'm providing this information to you is because you need to provide current location based upon where you want to apply for the job opening. Then you should provide the information about your passport status, whether it is active or not. If your passport is not active, don't provide the information. You need not provide the passport number or driving license number or Aadhaar card number. These are highly confidential information. You should not write them into resume. The fifth element is your professional synopsis or summary. This is the area of your sales speech. This can make or break your opportunity. This is the area where you're going to tell the company why they should hire you or consider you for particular job opening. You can mention your domain specialization, your key skills, the key awards which you got, the key certifications which you earned, key deliverables, and your career highlights. Basically, this is the most critical information about your past career experience. The sixth element is mentioning the key domain and the key skills. This is the knowledge and skills which you have gained through your past experiences and your learnings. As I mentioned earlier, these keywords will be used by recruiters to search your resume in job portals or application tracking system. If your resume misses these keywords, then your resume may not pop up on the first page when recruiters search for them. As you see here, I have mentioned NPD process, GD&T, tolerance stack up, DFMEA, systematic problem solving, CAD skills, and all this critical information on the first page. So if you look at my first page itself, it provides almost all the information which is required for a recruiter in order to shortlist my resume. Now once they are interested into this, they can go to the second page. On the second page, I have provided the information about my work experience. Now in the work experience, you should start with your latest work experience and then you should proceed to the next level work experiences. You should mention the title, the company where you work in, the duration for which you work. If you have any key highlights to mention, you can mention that as well. You should also mention some of the critical projects you delivered and your contribution should be substantial into that. This area specifically will be useful for you when you go for actual interviews. Technical interviewer can ask a lot of questions on this project, and if you prepare them well, your chances of getting recruited enhances. Here, I have also mentioned KPI delivered. KPI means key performance indices. Instead of writing all the job responsibilities in detail or theoretically, I have mentioned all the key performance indices in the numbers. How many CAD models I have prepared, how many CAD assemblies I have prepared, how many engineering drawings using GD&T I have prepared, how many tolerance stack-ups I prepared, engineering calculations, projects, DFMA reviews I participated, how many DFMAs I owned, 2 matrices I prepared, how many cross-functional team reviews I attended, how many ideas I generated, how many patents I filed, how many ECNs I released, bombs I released, did I play any role in increasing the productivity in the team, did I cut any rework into the activities by using best practices. All these are numbers. The more the numbers, more the authentic your resume going to look like. So basically this is 2-page resume with very crisp information mentioned in it. Now let's understand some of the critical takeaways from the resumes. First, keep it simple. Keep it so simple that the attention of recruiter or hiring managers should be focused on skills and information rather than the formatting. avoid grammar mistakes, spelling mistakes. You can do spell check into the Word format as well. Click a professional photo, possibly with clear background, and use that into the resume. Begin sentences with action verbs. As you saw in the professional synopsis, whenever I have to describe anything, your sentence should start with the actionable verb. Same actionable verb should not repeat again and again. For example, I delivered that, I delivered this. The word delivered should not repeat again and again. Find out many innovative words in order to describe what you are trying to explain there. Also, as I shown already, all your KPIs should be numbers. That makes your resume more authentic. Write professional email. Possibly try to create email with your name on it. That will be easy to remember and there will be less possibility of doing mistakes. Your cell phone should be reachable when recruiters try to contact you or when they schedule your interview. Use keywords which are there into job description, and that's why understanding job description is very important. You can study these job descriptions on the job portals also. You can plug in those keywords into your resume. I've already shown what are the key keywords which are required for design engineers. Avoid company specific jargons. For example, when I was working with my past company, they used to call the new product design and development process as a C2C process. Now C2C is a company specific jargon. It is not recognized by other companies or the recruiters. They will search your resume with NPD or NPI. So if that word doesn't appear in your resume and instead you are writing C2C, your resume will not come in the search. And that's why you have to use the generic words used into the industry. Avoid use of pictures or snaps. Apart from your own picture, the other picture should be minimum as possible. For example, some of the engineers prepare these tables into the Excel and then they take the snapshot of that and they plug in into the Word format. ATS or your job portals cannot search your resume by the picture. They will always search resume with the words, and that's why you should write all your explanations into the Word format. Even though pictures look good, they are very difficult to search by ATS or in the job portals. Then your resume should be named correctly. Many engineers just write resume and date or resume and updated. Many of the engineers use the same names. Because of that, your resume can get replaced by somebody else's resume if the name is not unique. Not only that, it becomes very difficult for recruiters to search your resume if there are tons of resumes into the folder. And that's why naming the resume in a right way is very important. I generally prefer to start with word resume underscore your name underscore the title like mechanical design engineer or CAD design engineer which you are opting for and how much experience you have. This information is crisp enough in order to make sure that recruiter finds your resume very easily. Not only that, whenever you are sending the resume, make sure that you are sending it in PDF format, because sometimes you might use the formats, fonts which are very specific or copied from somewhere. Those formats may not be very generic formats, so somebody else try to open your resume, that format can get disturbed or that font can get disturbed. And that's why it's always advisable to print your resume into PDF format and only then send the resume. So if you keep all these things in mind and if you prepare your resume, I'm sure that your resume will pop up on the top when recruiters will search your resume. It's not only important to plug in all those keywords into your resume. It's also very important that you learn and master those skills, because if you plug in all these skills in your resume, you get interview call, but if you're not able to answer the questions, then that is not going to go well. And that's why you will lose the biggest opportunity or your dream opportunities. Whatever skills you want to mention, you should focus on learning them, you should focus on preparing for the interviews, and you should give the answers confidently. That will enhance your chances of getting that job drastically. If you find this content helpful for your career, do subscribe to the YouTube channel.